Hello everybody, welcome back to another Top 10. I'm your host Ryan. This time we're traveling back to my home state, the Lone Star State itself, Texas. What's not to love about Texas? Everything's bigger, great barbecue, haunted places. Yep, sounds like home to me. Also, if I'm mispronouncing anything wrong, I just had a tooth pulled, so I'm kind of slurring some of my words. It's kind of hard, so sorry about that. Now then, let's get into it. Sugaring her way up to number 10, we have the Candy Lady. Who doesn't love candy? Everybody does. Give me some dots or some prelims and I'll be a happy camper. Though this lady would have had me sworn off caramels if I had known about her as a kid. The Candy Lady is said to be a woman by the name of Clara Crane, who once lived in Texas around the turn of the 20th century. She was said to have been married to a man, with the couple having a child by the name of Marcella. Sadly, that child was killed in an accident. Clara blamed her husband and went mad, with it being reported that she killed him by poisoning caramels that she had made. Afterwards, she was taken to North Texas Lunatic Asylum, but was released a few years later. After a while, a number of kids started going missing, with a nearby farmer finding teeth in the fields wrapped in caramel wrappers. It's been said that the lady will leave candy for kids to gain their trust before stabbing them with a fork to kill them. So remember, when your parents tell you don't take candies from strangers, well, you just never know what might just happen. Creeping their way into our number 9 count, we have the El Kuikui. We all heard about the boogeyman, right? Well, what if I told you that the boogeyman had a bigger, scarier brother? Well, apparently that's what El Kuikui is. The legend describes the beast as a male, small and humanoid with glowing red eyes. He hides in closets and under beds, waiting to come for naughty children at night. One legend I found goes, once upon a time, a father was angry at his kids for misbehaving, so as punishment, he locked them away in a closet. A while later, he went to town to run a few errands, but completely forgot to take his kids out. Upon his arrival, he saw his barn and house on fire, which ended up killing his kids and cursing him. In disbelief, the father went out looking for his kids in closets, and many years later, the father went from looking for his kids to growing an insatiable hunger for them. You know, I kind of wonder if that makes him a cannibal, since technically he eats humans, or would that make him just still an El Kuikui depending on where he's at? Hiking their way up to the number 8 count, we have the Hitchhiker of White Rock. Now this legend comes from northeast Dallas, where it's been reported that a 20-year-old woman drowned in the lake back in the 1930s. Some stories say she committed suicide, while others say it was a boating accident. To this day, people report seeing a woman standing by the lake in a soaking white dress to stop cars that drive by asking for a ride home. The tale says that if you refuse her, an accident will likely befall you. But if you say yes during the ride home, she will have vanished from your back seat, living behind a puddle in the car. Galloping their way up to the number 7 count, we have the South Texas Headless Horseman. According to legend, a wealthy Kentuckian who had come to Texas to make his fortune started buying land, and his last stop was the quaint town of San Patricio. Unfortunately, the wealthy man had his wagon looted, which caused him to lose his gold and his head to the thieves. It's been reported that he rides a road from Mathis to San Patricio, which had been named the Headless Horseman Hill. Nursing their way up to the number 6 count, we have the Killer Nurse Ghost. From deep within the halls of Bexar County Hospital, there is said to be a murderous spirit which roams the halls, killing patients at night. This hospital is actually still up and working in San Antonio, Texas. The legend says that when she wanders the hall, she kills the patients in the room in a consecutive order. Patients who seem to have gotten better would just drop dead out of nowhere. It started in one ward in the hospital where patients kept asking about a particular nurse. The staff checked the security cameras and found the patients were seemingly speaking to no one. This legend is most likely based off the real-life killer nurse called Janine Jones, a nurse working at a hospital who's poisoned numerous children. Now, I don't know about you folks, but I'm not one on hospitals, so I'll be staying away from most hospitals no matter what, especially in that area. Wailing into the number 5 count, we have La Larona. Now, a lot of you may know this name from the 2019 movie Curse of La Larona. She's part banshee, part horse, and a famous spirit that haunts El Paso. She roams the banks of Rio Grande, causing havoc. There are different versions of this story. Some say she killed her kids because her husband left her for a younger woman, while others say it was to win the love of somebody that didn't want to be with someone that had children, all leading to the same outcome of her drowning them. After succumbing to the grief of her killing her own children, she took her life as well. Now as a ghost, she is heard wailing by the river. In the area, people are warned from going by the river late at night, as La Larona will force you to have the same fate as her and her kids. Crawling their way to the number 4 count, we have the Fanged Baby. You know, this almost sounds like something that started of a comic book series. This urban legend follows a group of guys that were driving home from camping. When they saw something jump out into the road, the driver swerved to miss it, but some of the others in the car swore they saw a little baby with fangs and blood covering its mouth. One of the guys got curious and decided to go back the next day to check it out. When he arrived, one of his tires blew out, so he decided to change it. Being exhausted from the trip, he decided to take a nap inside his vehicle. When he had awoken, he found a toddler sitting on his nap. The thing then bit him in the neck and took off out the window. Now you see, this is why I don't like babies. You go to try to help them out, and the next thing you know, they're looking at you like you're a snack. Showcasing on the number 3 count, we have the Center Theater. Well, this would be an interesting haunting. Imagine watching a movie about ghosts, and next thing you know, there's one sitting right next to you. Well, I guess the theater I worked at before this whole quarantine was considered haunted, so I guess I have. The Center Theater is apparently haunted by a ghost of an usher. The usher was killed at the theater by a jealous boyfriend when he was stabbed to death. Free movies for, I guess, all eternity, unless some of the movies really suck or the theater closes down forever. But I mean, hey, some perks in the afterlife, I guess. Camping out number 2, we have Camp Lulu Sam's. Camp's great, you guys. You're gonna love it. Making new friends, arts and crafts, telling ghost stories. Occasionally one of the campsters loses their mind and kills everybody. Now then, who wants s'mores? The legend behind the camp is it was an all-girls camp, and one night one of the counselors lost their minds and decided to go out on a killing spree. It's said you can still hear the screams of the children on the property at night. However, if you check the history of the place, there is nothing about a mass murder on the camp, so this might have been a story made up to scare the kids that came to stay. Though, could you imagine if you were like a counselor and you just went off to get more s'mores or whatever, came back and just everyone's dead? That would be a bad time. Just, you're the only one left alive. It's like, so what happened? Well, I went to get s'mores and everyone's dead. Helping their way onto the number 1 count, we have the Ghost Kids. First off, never park on a railroad track, though there is one apparently in San Antonio that if you do, you'll get some unexpected help. This one's a pretty horrible sight. Back in the 1930s, when a bus full of kids got stuck on some tracks, there was a train coming that tried to stop. It rammed through them, injuring some and killing 10 kids. The kids that died now haunt the area. If you make the dumb, strange choice to park on the railroad tracks, they will push your car off the tracks, preventing anyone from meeting the same fate they did. People have apparently put baby powder or flour on their bumper and have found little handprints after the incident. I gotta admit, I don't like creepy ghost kids or babies, but I have to respect that. I mean, hey, at least they are helpful. Now, folks, that was it for today. If you liked the video, give it a like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend. It's all very helpful. Sadly, I wasn't able to get to all the urban legends because there was just so many of them. I think I ran across maybe 50 of them. If there's any that you think I should have added, tell me down below. Or better yet, if there's another state you want me to do, let me know that one as well. If if I don't get any like options or opinions or choices that people want, I'll just continue doing different random ones. Though, if you want more urban legends, check the video right here. And if you're looking for something more gameplay wise, how about the Pokemon Let's Play that me and Sam are doing right here? I'm not gonna pull your arm. Go ahead and take your pick. But as always, folks, keep on gaming.